When you spend almost 3 decades with someone, time stops being measured in days or years. It becomes something else entirely, a shared rhythm. A heartbeat that two people learn to move to together. For 27 years, Melinda and I built a world side by side. We built a family, a foundation, and a lifetime of memories that I once thought nothing could ever shake. And yet, here I am, sitting alone, looking back at all of it, trying to find the right words to explain what it feels like when something so long, so meaningful, quietly comes to an end. I've spent my life solving problems, complex equations, business challenges, questions about the future of technology, global health, education, climate. But there are some problems you can't solve with logic. Some equations where the variables are human hearts. And love is the most complex algorithm of them all. People think endings are loud, that they come with shouting or anger or some dramatic moment where everything falls apart. But most of the time, endings come quietly. They sneak in between ordinary days. They arrive in small silences, in missed glances, in the way two people stop reaching for each other at the dinner table. There was no single day when our marriage broke. It didn't happen in one argument or one decision. It happened slowly, almost invisibly, over years. We both changed. We both grew, sometimes together, sometimes apart. And while the world saw a perfect partnership, behind closed doors we were just two people trying, failing, learning, and trying again. I remember the first time I met Melinda. She was sharp, confident, full of purpose. She wasn't intimidated by me or by Microsoft. In fact, she challenged me in ways no one else ever had. I admired that about her. She had this calm strength. She could listen to my wildest ideas, smile, and then tell me exactly where I was wrong. That honesty built our foundation. We married in 1994. It was one of the happiest days of my life. I remember thinking, this is it. This is the person I'll grow old with. And for many years, that's exactly what we did. We grew, in our work, in our family, in our dreams. But success has a cost. When you're building something as massive as Microsoft, or later, the Gates Foundation, you start to lose track of time. You convince yourself that you're working for your family, that every late night and every missed dinner is for their better future. And maybe it is, but somewhere in the process, you forget to be present in the life you already have. Melinda never complained. She carried so much with grace, raising our children, supporting our vision, building her own path as an advocate and leader. She was never just my partner, she was my balance, the part of me that reminded me to slow down, to breathe, to be human. But as the years passed, we became busier, more public, more divided by responsibilities that kept us traveling in opposite directions. We were always in motion, yet somehow standing still inside. We would meet at home, talk about schedules, kids, work, everything except ourselves. And one day, we both realized we had stopped growing together. It wasn't a failure. It was simply truth. And truth, even when painful, deserves to be faced with respect. We didn't yell or blame or fight. We just looked at each other and accepted that the life we built had reached a natural turning point. When we announced our separation, the world reacted as if the sky had fallen. People were shocked, 27 years gone? But they didn't see the years of quiet distance, the nights of reflection. The conversations where we admitted we'd become more partners in mission than partners in heart. What hurt most wasn't the headlines, it was the memories. Little things. The way she used to laugh when I told a bad joke. The way she'd remind me to eat when I was too focused on work. The warmth of knowing someone understood me without a word. Those are the things you don't replace. Those are the things that stay with you. Even now, I don't see our story as a loss. I see it as a long chapter that ended with dignity. We built something incredible together, not just in business but in the world. The work we started continues, and so does our mutual respect. I'm proud of that. There are days I still feel the emptiness, walking through the house, seeing old photos, remembering the laughter that once filled every room. It's a quiet ache, not loud, not unbearable, just present, like the sound of rain against the window. I've learned that love doesn't always mean forever. Sometimes love means letting go so both people can continue to grow. It's not the kind of ending we dream of, but it's the kind that teaches you what love truly is. Not possession, not control, but respect. People often ask me, do you regret it? I don't, because regret implies we could have done it better, and the truth is, we did our best, both of us. We gave 27 years of our lives to something beautiful. We raised wonderful children. We changed lives together. That's not failure. That's legacy. In moments of reflection, I sometimes wonder what life would have been if I had slowed down, if I had prioritized differently. Maybe things would be different, maybe not. But I know this, love is never wasted. Even when it ends, it leaves you with lessons you carry forever. Now, I focus on gratitude, for the years we had, for the growth we shared, for the person she helped me become. Melinda taught me patience, empathy, and the power of quiet strength. Without her influence, I wouldn't be who I am today. The world knows me for Microsoft, for technology, for philanthropy. But she knew me as just Bill, the awkward, nerdy guy who sometimes got lost in his thoughts, who could talk for hours about ideas and still forget where he left his glasses. She saw the man behind the image, and for that, I'll always be thankful. You see, when you share so many years with someone, they become part of your DNA. You can't just erase that. It's in the way you think, the way you speak, the way you remember what truly matters. People think strength is about holding on. But sometimes it takes more strength to let go, gently. Without bitterness. To say goodbye with gratitude instead of grief. We still work together. We still respect each other. But the relationship has changed, evolved into something quieter, friendship. Mutual admiration, shared purpose. It's not what it used to be, but it's still something meaningful. I don't believe in failed marriages. I believe in completed journeys. Every relationship teaches you something, shapes you, prepares you for the next version of yourself. When I look back, I don't see broken pieces. I see a mosaic of moments, laughter, growth, challenge, love, some bright, some dark, all real. And maybe that's the beauty of life. Nothing lasts forever, but everything leaves a mark. So, to anyone listening who's going through a similar chapter, remember this: endings are not the opposite of love. They're a continuation of it, in a different form. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means honoring what was, while making space for what will be. I still believe in connection. I still believe in love. And though our paths have diverged, the years we shared remain sacred to me. When I see our children, I see her kindness, her intelligence, her fire. In that way, she's still here, always will be. Some nights, when I'm alone, I still find myself smiling at old memories. Because love, real love, doesn't fade. It transforms, into gratitude, into peace, into the quiet knowledge that two lives once intertwined with purpose. And if I've learned anything from this journey, it's that success isn't about what you build, or how much you own. It's about who you grow with, who you love, and how deeply you're willing to understand them. Our story may have ended as husband and wife, but it continues in countless ways, in the work we do, in the people we've touched. in the lessons we've learned. 27 years, that's not a failure. That's a lifetime of shared dreams. And though we now walk separate roads, I'll always carry gratitude for the one we traveled together. Because in the end, love doesn't vanish. It just finds a new home in the quiet corners of the heart.